Yo, what is going on, guys? We are back today for another video. So, if Kabam goes through with their intended nerf to Spider-Woman, both defensively and offensively, massively just ripping a huge part straight out of her kit with her ensnare ability, I am demanding that we as a community see just compensation for this action. First, I would like Kabam to retract that decision and not nerf her offensively. But if they do, I want to demand as from the community compensation, rightfully so, in rank down tickets, rank down gems, and unsignature stones. Because a lot of us spent a lot of money, time, waiting for the Titan, spent on offers to get Titan shards to try to get this one specific champion, and then invest all of our resources, our catalysts, our awakening gems, our signature stones to rank and take her up. Because she's been sold as this incredible champion. And if Kabam just guts a massive part of her kit, I want compensation for that. And I want all of you to also have compensation. I've read so many comments from you guys saying, you know, I just been hoarding my Titan shards, just took up Spider-Woman. She was my first rank 4. She was my first rank 3. I just spent on these deals to take her up. Like, what the fudge, Kabam? Seeing so much of this disdain towards Kabam from the community right now. Like, they could not have picked a worse time to try to pull something like this. So, in this video, we're going to be talking more about Kabam's decision and just kind of refuting every point that they're even trying to make. So let's go ahead and get started with that. So there's a big point I want to debunk here to begin with. So let's start here at the second bullet point. Defensively, to get to a critical point, Spider-Woman has been more of a menace than we wanted for her Defender Champion attributes being a 3.5 out of 5. Okay, so let's take this at exactly face value here, right? Spider-Woman's attributes showed 3.5. Okay, out of 5. And she is outperforming that. Okay, let me give you guys an example of another champion that, you know, outperformed their attributes. Oh yeah, here's Kate Bishop with a 2.5. 2.5 damage attribute. Huh. Interesting. 2.5. 2.5. Yeah. And guess what? That was never changed. Is Kate Bishop's damage a 2.5? No, I don't think so. So, you know, there is clearly proof in the past of a champion's outperforming their beginning designated attribute. That doesn't mean nerf them. Especially nerfing them offensively when the problem is defensively. I digress. Let me make an... Okay, you might be saying, okay, Legacy, Kate Bishop came out a long time ago. That's not a fair comparison. Okay, sure. Disregard that. I'll make a new one. I'll make a brand new counterpoint that is so relevant, we just gotta scroll up. So, Lumatrix. Okay, what is Lumatrix's attributes here? Oh, that's weird. His defender strength is rated lower than Spider-Woman's at a 3. That's weird. Lumatrix is one of my most banned champions when it comes to Battlegrounds. I hate fighting him because I think he is a massive menace on defense. Is Lumatrix a better defender than 3 out of 5? Absolutely. My good friend Lagacy has both Spider-Woman and Lumatrix at rank 4, and I asked him, you know, which one's the better defender? And he said, well, I'd put them in the same boat, in the same category, but I would say Jess is slightly more of a menace. Okay, I can totally agree with that. But Lumatrix is absolutely outperforming his 3 out of 5 defender strength. What's the big difference, though, between Lumatrix and Spider-Woman? Oh yeah, Spider-Woman was in the Titan Crystal, and everyone was super excited to get her and rank her up. So I'm sure there are way more rank 4 Spider-Womans in the game than there is rank 4 Lumatrixes. I can guarantee you that. Because I've played a lot of Battlegrounds these last couple months, and I've seen decks. There's like maybe one Lumatrix every 10 decks? 8 decks? There's a Spider-Woman every 8 out of 10 decks, at least. And if she's not in a deck, it's probably because the person hasn't pulled them yet. So, you know, there's way, way more data of Spider-Woman being a menace on defense than Lumatrix, for example. And yet, his attributes are a 3 out of 5. And Spider-Woman's is a 3.5 out of 5. So she's intended to be a stronger defender. But you don't see them nerfing Lumatrix. No. Lumatrix is staying exactly the same. Offensively and defensively. So, how are you going to use this as an excuse and a justification to nerfing Spider-Woman and not change Lumatrix at all? That doesn't make any sense. It's not fair. And where's the balance? This is literally supposed to be the balance program. So, yeah, that if that doesn't completely debunk this part, I mean, I don't know what else to tell you. Kabam, it seems like they can just pick and choose when they want to abide by their own attribute system. You know, if they feel like it, they can use it as a justifiable excuse. But if they don't feel like it, they don't. And it doesn't matter. So let's move on now to talking about ensnare. And specifically, you know, removing this from her kit offensively, which is just the silliest possible thing you could do in this type of situation. If you're in charge of rebalancing Spider-Woman and your beef is with her as a defender, why on God's earth are you nerfing her offensively? It just doesn't make sense. There has been so many good ideas from the community. One of my favorite ideas that I've been hearing from you guys, you know, there's so many good ones, but the auto one is just give her pursuit. If you're going to take away the ensnare, you're still taking away ability accuracy reduction from her offensively, which is a big deal. That's still a big nerf, but don't take away that and her ability to counter evade. You know, at least if you give her a pursuit passive, that would maintain the evade countering ability. I've also heard you guys talk about an agility effect that Void has, a very old effect that reduces the effects, the ability actually of evasion. So, you know, that's a good idea. But, you know, let's see what Kabam is saying here about removing this. So it'll have some effect on her attacker power. No kidding, it's going to have some effect. It's going to have way more than some effect. It's going to have a massive effect. You're gutting a massive part of her kit, of her utility. Like she was advertised with ensnare. And I was watching Seaton and Vega's videos. They both made some excellent points that I want to pick up on. The point that Seaton made, you know, was with the whole ensnare thing. You can kind of gamble in some matchups, you know, when you normally wouldn't, but with this ensnare, you have a chance to just kind of go for it. And I love that. I never thought about that, but I'm like, dude, Seaton, that's a great point. And I'm a gambler, you know, that is right up my alley. And totally, like, you're gonna fight. It's a very small chance that you're gonna fail the ability, but if you don't, like, you're gonna get special 3, so you go for it. And like when you're live streaming and you go for it and it works, and everyone in chat is like just hyped, like that's an awesome moment. That's an awesome moment for the game, for a spectator side of things, like the upcoming brawl. You know, it's cool to see those types of moments. And then Vega made a really great point as well, that when Spider-Woman first came out, she was bugged. And I didn't make any content on her right away in the CCP, but CCP members that did showcased the bugged version, and that her ensnare was functioning at 100% ability accuracy countering instead of, I think it's supposed to be 30%. So, like, they released her bugged, got the CCP to advertise, like, the most hyped champion of the year in a bugged broken state, which probably made her sell like hotcakes when she first came out, you know. Then they nerfed that bug fix to 30%. Now they want to take the entire debuff from her kit. Like, are they that, like, what did Spider-Woman do to Kabam? Like, I don't get it, man. It's ridiculous. Like, leave her alone. Leave her ensnare alone, man. Like, at most, lower the ability accuracy of the ensnare. It's 30% right now. Okay, lower it. Make it 0%. Just let her keep the goddamn abilities that she was advertised with. And that we've grown to love and play with and get used to and taken her to matchups. So that's the other thing here, is they say, we haven't seen Spider-Woman need a solution to evade across her matchup spread. Okay. Couple of things. I don't care if there's no champion in the game that has evade in their base abilities. Okay, I don't care. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if Mystic champions have evade or don't have evade in their kit. That does not matter. Where is this argument coming from? There's no logic behind it. Did we forget that nodes exist? Like, hello? Hello, is anyone there? Is Mixmaster a real thing? Or am I crazy? Because I'm pretty damn sure nodes exist in this game in Alliance War, Alliance Quest, Battlegrounds, Act 6, Act 7, Act 8, Act 9, Act 10, Act 12. It doesn't matter. Nodes exist. There's nodes that give evasion. Like, I don't get this argument. Like, people ranked her up for her abilities. Her abilities counter certain things. It doesn't matter if her matchup spread has evade or not. Like, what? Nodes exist. We ranked these I ranked Spider-Woman for the future of the game. You know, I ranked the champion, think like, wow, she's got so much in her kit. I'm sure if other champions came out and had ability X, Y, and Z, Spider-Woman's going to be a good counter to that. Evade absolutely included. Like, what kind of argument is this? I don't get it, bro. Yeah, like, nodes are a thing. Like, yeah, man, I is ridiculous to me. Yeah. So that's a lot we just went over with Spider-Woman. Now let's talk about a couple of matchups in her matchup spread that actually do have evade. So the first one, of course, is herself. Spider-Woman evades. Spider-Woman is a good counter to herself. So her own mirror matchup is one off the top of the dome. And then another one from literally like one of my last Battleground matches was... where was it? Oh no. It was against a domino. Where it is now, actually. It's over here? No. I got no idea where it is. One sec. There we are. Found it. So, like, I just barely won this matchup. You know, I took some damage, of course. I'm fighting a domino. Sig 200 domino, rank 3, so I'm punching down. But we took her down. And having the ensnare up when domino's lucky is so big to counter that evade. You know, like just being able to counter evade, you never know when that's going to come in handy, you know? Why would you take that away from her offensively? If your whole genuine reasoning is she's performing too strongly on defense, why? Why are we changing her offensively? As being extremely disingenuous if you're trying to actually convince the community that this is real. I called it BS, and so many of you guys agree with me. This is BS. This is absolutely disingenuous. If the real goal is to change her defensively, then do that. Change her defensively, not offensively. That's all you got to do. That's all you got to do, Kabam. Alright guys, that's going to go ahead and wrap it up for another video talking about the whole Spider-Woman situation. You know, after I've had some time to think, hear some other people's perspectives, point of views. I've seen some people like trying to argue for Kabam and stuff, and all their arguments to me just go right out the window the moment they're trying to defend nerfing her offensively. Like any defense for Kabam changing her defensively, okay, I can respect, and it's like, all right, it's fine, sure. But the moment you start to try to defend them changing her offensively, it's like, no, you completely lose me. Because that's not the goal with changing her, with rebalancing her. There's been so many champions that should have been rebalanced, but didn't. And now they're gonna pull this? Like, man, I love to see so many people in the community calling Kabam out on this. It's great to see, and so many other YouTubers sticking up for Jessica here. She doesn't deserve this kind of treatment, man. I genuinely feel bad. But yeah, speaking of, my next video tomorrow is going to be talking about the top 5 champions that should have been rebalanced, and, you know, maybe which parts of their kit should have gotten looked at a little bit or something. But yeah, guys, that's going to go ahead and wrap it up for this video. Second video on Spider-Woman. I've given Kabam feedback in the Content Creator Program Discord, and I mean, I've given my feedback. That's really all I can do. I can't make them listen to me. No one's even really responded to me, except for some other CCP members trying to, like, discount what I'm saying. It's like, bruh. But yeah, we'll see. I'm still going to be defending Spider-Woman behind the scenes on YouTube, trying my best to do justice for Jess. Hashtag save Spider-Woman, hashtag justice for Jess. It's going to wrap it up for this video, guys. Drop a like if you enjoyed. Subscribe to the channel if you want to see more content. Thank you guys so much for watching. All love and support. I'll always have your guys' back first. Peace.